We're going to have a story this morning from this book. This book is called the Bible. Maybe you've got one at home. This book is special for people we call Christians. Christians believe that there is a God and that God has a son called Jesus. And the Bible is special to them because it tells them all about God and Jesus and helps them understand how God wants them to live. The story I'm going to tell you today is a special one because it's a story that Christians remember at Easter. Listen to the story now. Let's pretend that this is Jesus. At this point in the story of Jesus, lots of people love Jesus. He has been doing amazing things. Sometimes when people were sick, he just touched them and they got better straight away. Once there was a big storm on a lake and the people in a boat were scared, but Jesus just had to say stop and the storm stopped. It was amazing. People were amazed at what he'd done, but they also loved what he had to say. He was teaching them about God and how much God loved them. So most people loved Jesus and were following him and wanted to find out more. But some people were jealous of Jesus. They wanted to be the one everybody liked. They wanted to be the one that could do amazing things and tell people about God. So they came up with a plan to get rid of Jesus. They had him arrested, even though he had done nothing wrong. And he was sent to trial. And even though he had done nothing wrong, he was found guilty. And his punishment was to be killed. And so they took Jesus and they nailed him to a cross. They nailed his hands and his feet to the cross. And Jesus died. Everybody was so sad. They had loved Jesus. He had done amazing things. He had told them how much God loved them. But now he was dead. When Jesus died, the sky turned black, even though it was the middle of the day. And the soldiers around said, wow, he really must be the Son of God. After Jesus had died, his friends took his body down from the cross and they put him into a tomb. It was like a big cave in the hillside. They put his body in, and then a big stone, so heavy one person couldn't move it, was rolled in front of the tomb so nobody could get in and steal his body. And just to be sure, they put some soldiers to guard his tomb. Well, the Bible tells us that 3 days later, some of the women who were Jesus' friends came to the tomb. They wanted to say goodbye to Jesus. They had spices and oils to put on his body because that's what they would have done to say goodbye to somebody who had died. They were so sad. But when they got to the tomb, they were so amazed because the soldiers had fallen to the floor and that giant heavy stone had been rolled away. And even more amazingly, when they looked inside the tomb, Jesus wasn't there. His body had gone. They couldn't believe it. But then something even more amazing happened. They saw an angel. And the angel said to them, don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Jesus isn't here anymore. He's not dead anymore. He is alive. Well, the women couldn't believe it. They didn't understand, but they were amazed. They were so happy their friend was alive again. They started to go back to tell their other friends what had happened and what they'd heard. And as they went, they met somebody. It was Jesus. And Jesus said to them, I am not dead. I am alive. Wow, his friends were so happy. Jesus was no longer dead. He was alive. And they ran off to tell their other friends what they had seen and heard.